Welcome, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is our telephone number. And if you pick it up and call right now, we can talk to you about your mortgage. You're first in line. And for those people who are looking to buy and sell properties at this time of the year, look, we've got some interesting guests on the show today. Dr. Jeannie Bertelli is going to come on and talk to us about the holiday blues and also about disasters and what happens to you psychologically when those events occur. A lot of people are not interested in buying and selling around the holidays. And some people get tremendous deals during the holidays. So if you're in either camp, it's going to be an interesting discussion as we try to wend our way through what happens during this time of the year at price level and what happens at product level. Product level meaning that some people take their product off the market, meaning that their houses, hey, nobody's going to buy around holidays, Christmas, New Year's. Nobody's going to do it. Well, some of the best deals you're ever going to find are in those times of the year where everybody takes a little time off. Realtors take time off. Loan officers take time off. Sellers take time off. But those of you who are looking for tremendous bargains may be able to find them. So if you're one of those people out there who are looking for product, looking for a house, looking for a condo, it may be a great time to get out there. Go to Zillow, go to Realtor.com. Those two entities have most of the listings, or find yourself a terrific realtor in a great area. Obviously, for those out in the San Bernardino and Riverside areas, I want to say hi. We are on air once again, and we are very pleased to bring you this information, valuable information that can help you make decisions about things you're going to want to do, whether it's buy and sell real estate now or in the future. We always go to news to use in this section of the show, talk about news that's happening in the mortgage and in the real estate business and what we might be able to do to educate you a little bit about that. We get great information from U.S. Trust, and I get a newsletter from them, which I share on air with you just as to their expectations in the market. There are no guarantees, obviously, in any of this, but some of the forward-looking indications of what's going to happen in the next month, the next 3 months, the next 6 months is always something. Forewarned is forearmed, right? So let's get into it right away. From the Market Minute, a couple of the things that are happening in the news. U.S. tax reform reconciliation process. What that means is House and Senate have two different versions that they've passed of the tax reform bill, and obviously those of you out there who are looking to buy are very interested in the mortgage tax deduction. It's in both versions, the House and the Senate. The question is, in reconciliation, will we be able to have some of that given back? We've gone from $1 million, that i.e. you can deduct your mortgage interest rate up to $1 million of your loan, and they've reduced that to $500,000. So that in and of itself is going to reduce the amount of money you can buy if, in fact, you can't write that off on your taxes. If you're looking for other certain things in the tax bill, stay tuned, because we're going to go through that. Once we get a version that's going to come to both floors of the House for a final passage, probably won't happen until mid-January, I'm guessing, because we're about ready to go on winter break in the Senate and the House. Congress and the executive branch are all going to take a little time off. I'm sure that the president will take a time off. Okay, let's look at a couple other things in their macro strategy section. They're looking at, hey, you know what? Productivity in the United States, the GDP, has gone up significantly this year, and why that is and how come it didn't happen previous, and what is this administration doing in order to, I guess not exacerbate, but certainly promote growth. A lot of this has been building for years. When we get a new administration that comes in, what they promised in regulation relief and also in pumping money into the markets via less regulation, meaning that there'll be less problems with, let's say a bank has a regulatory oversight that they have to spend X amount of dollars a year. Well, now they don't have to do that, according to some of the things that are happening over at the CFPB. And I wanted to talk about the CFPB as well, which we'll get into in 1 second. There's a new director over there, and he's called for a halt in all regulatory and all disciplinary actions for the next 30 to 60 days in terms of trying to figure out what they want to do. But if you're spending less as a business, you obviously have more money available for bonuses, for profit, obviously, for employee increases in their wages. So all of these things taken into effect across a broad range of companies means that there's more money in the market for people to spend. And really, the GDP is about spending money. You know how much money you spend at your house every day, every week, every month, every year. If you're making $100,000 a year, you're probably spending 3/4 of that on your rent, on your mortgage, on your groceries, on things for the kids, on medical, easily that. If you're saving 25%, you are very few and far between. Most people making 100 grand spend 110, and that's just kind of the way it is. But people are feeling good about the economy, therefore they're spending more money. That's what adds into the GDP. It's not that we're making better or more products, or that we're selling better and more products to foreign countries, which then add to the surplus in the GDP and the GDP rises. No, it means that what we have in the United States generally is that the population spend X amount of dollars a year. Let's say it's $15 trillion a year gets spent. So within that, probably $14 trillion of that is just, you and me going out every day and spending money. And when we're feeling good about the economy and the prospects of a better job and maybe more money in that job or a raise in my particular job, your sentiment, which comes out every month, there's a sentiment index that indicates all this. But what we have is people feel good, they want to spend more money, and that's what's raising the GDP, which is a good thing. And so it's not necessarily a political party or a political bent. It may have to do with less regulation, which is, of course, what the Trump administration brought to the table. But through the many years that President Obama was in, building to this point has been a long, gradual process. And I think there's a lot of people who are expecting a bit of an explosion in the economy in 2018. I'm not one of those people. I think slow growth is the way to go. 3% is great. But in terms of talking about the new tax bill, in terms of paying for the new tax bill, they're thinking that if the economy grows at, let's say, 4.5%, we could pay for all the tax cuts. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. So if, in fact, there is a blowback or a pushback on some of these tax reforms that they're talking about, it will be because the rosy picture that has been painted in terms of the GDP is wrong, and those wrong estimates need to be reconciled. And that hopefully is what's going to happen between the conservatives in Congress and the Republican Party and sort of the, Ronald Reagan did this historically. It was called supply-side economics, i.e. trickle-down economics is what the Democrats called it. But regardless, we need really strong growth in order to pay for this tax cut. However, in the market minute summary that we have here from U.S. Trust, they're talking about, obviously, the GDP being at 3%, and this is a little backstory about where it is, what it has been, and where it might be going. Let's see, the unemployment rate is obviously low, and we're looking at a very low unemployment rate currently. Now, there are some that say the unemployment rate itself is flawed in terms of how they calculate it, but all I know is that if you have low unemployment, you should be getting wage increases. That's not happening. So what is happening and what is driving wages or not driving wages is the lack of technical expertise in the job market, so that the B-1 program, the B-1 visa program, which brings in technical workers from outside the U.S., which they've said that they were going to review and look at. Well, they can't really do that because we just don't have the workers here in order to fill those kind of jobs. So a lot of what we're trying to do with the wage in terms of the low unemployment rate, which is to raise wages for people, isn't happening because really those high-wage jobs, we just don't have enough people to fill them. Engineers, software engineers, programmers, these are the type of jobs that we need to fill, and we just can't do it right now in the U.S. So that's why I think a lot of the stagnation in wages has begun. Obviously, those people who are working minimum wage jobs, they're going to see $15 and no more, and that's it. Anyway, we've got a great show lined up for you. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with SuperGrow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your SuperGrow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is our telephone number. Pick up the phone and give us a call. We're talking refinances. We're talking purchases. Mortgages are the line that we do on the show most of the time. But we talk all things real estate, which really incorporates the politics of real estate, what's going on in the House and the Senate in terms of the tax bill. We also talk locally what's going on in both San Bernardino, Riverside counties. I want to say hi to everybody out there. And at KCAA, KMET, and also the Roadrunner, and our friends out in Las Vegas at the 18.8 channel, where we're broadcast television, and this show gets aired every week at about Saturday at 2 o'clock. So really happy that you're tuned in to listen to what we have to say and where we're going with the show. Once in a while, we bring to the show terrific guests who are outside the scope of real estate precisely, but in general, we deal with psychological factors when we buy and sell properties. And one of the things that we do, as I talked about in the earlier segment, is consider whether we're going to buy or sell during the holiday season. And I brought back Dr. Jeannie Bertoli again today to talk a little bit about the psychological factors that go into decision-making process during what is most definitely a stressful time in a lot of people's lives. Dr. Bertoli, how are you today?
Yeah, great to talk to you. Thanks for having me back.
Thank you very much, and thanks for doing this once again. We always rely upon you when we get into situations where we need that kind of expertise, so appreciate you coming on the show.
Always a pleasure.
Okay, so let's talk holidays first off before we get into some of the disaster things that have been happening around the country. Holiday season, what happens to people during those times? They get together with family. A lot of people get a little bit uptight, and the normal process of life on an everyday basis maybe takes a back seat to trying to deal with ancient family issues. How do we get through the holidays? What do you suggest people do?
You know, it's really true that there are lucky few people who have an idyllic sort of family and everything is love and hugs and gifts and reunions. But then I think there's most of us that fall somewhere between some level of difficulty and then something much worse than that. Even choosing not to spend the holidays with our families at all, spending it with friends, or trying to just be okay on our own. So it can fall within this myriad issues, but rarely is it simple.
Right.
And so often it's that we're dealing with renewing the year, how am I doing with my job, but mostly it's facing that family stuff, going home for not only Thanksgiving, but now Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate,
right,
and dealing with, gosh, my mother's doing that thing she's done for the last 30 years that feels really rejecting or dismissive,
right,
or there's my father yelling, getting drunk, or I need some time alone because I don't even feel like I fit into this family, or I'm gay or dealing with some other sexual issue,
right,
and I don't feel comfortable to even be myself around my family. So it can be very complex.
Okay, give me a strategy or two if you're in a situation and you're listening to the show. And the reason we're bringing this up is obviously when you're concerned with these kind of things, you can't think about other things like buying a house or selling a house or maybe moving in with your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is that you want to get on with your life. Give us some strategies that you might think might work to calm yourself during this time.
I would love to. Thank you.
Sure.
The number one thing that I would suggest that people do is to meditate. And you can find very easily on YouTube free guided meditations, some beautiful music in the background. And it just grounds us in what is important, what matters, where am I my best. You don't have to think. It will do all the thinking for you. But 5 minutes a day of meditation is my tip number one. Tip number two is exercise.
Right.
Please get some significant exercise. Jeff's a huge exerciser. You don't have to go all the way to Jeff. That's extremism. But, get a good half an hour, at a minimum, a brisk walk.
Right.
But if you can do something more where it's aerobic, that it really helps the cells, it helps the brain. It has physiological, scientifically proven impact to reduce stress and increase your ability to handle all these stressful situations. And then number three that I would say is really watch your food and alcohol intake.
Right.
These things not only make us feel worse about ourselves, but the insulin spikes and drops. Alcohol is a high and then a depression, or a depressant and a high, and it just really complicates things. So just really watch that. And the way I try to do that is to have a really good breakfast and lunch, and then maybe splurge just a dinner, so you've got these kind of grounding forces to help you during the stressful times.
Okay, listen, when I'm at home with my family, I seem to drift back to a time where I was a small child. Why does that happen? Does that happen to everybody?
It does. So all of our triggers get triggered again, and all of our things that we've now created a life where nobody's really triggering us in that way. And now here we come back home, and again, that rejection button or that irritation button gets pressed. So yes, it happens again. And the way, if you're not going to deal with it in a long-term sense, the way to deal with it in the moment, just to get through the holidays, is to take breaks.
Okay. I
strongly suggest people try not to do more than 2 hours with their family without taking a 15-minute break, so they can say, ugh. And the other thing is to really know, okay, here are my triggers, know that they're going to come up, and have a little bit of a coping strategy, like, okay, I'm going to walk away, or I'm going to say something nice in response, or I'm not going to say anything in response. Whatever your strategy is, make it that it empowers you so that you're not being reactive in that moment. So it's not trigger reaction, but it's trigger, oh, I noticed I'm getting triggered. And, okay, here's my plan, is to go, do X, Y, or Z.
Okay, excellent. Listen, there are many people out there who are listening and thinking, hey, how do I talk to somebody? Who do I get in touch with? How would someone get in touch with you if they just wanted some advice or some time just to get you to talk to them?
So I have a website, which is drbertoli.com, DRBERTOLI.com, or my phone number is 805-618-2051.
Okay, let's hit another topic, which is obviously, as we were talking off air about some of the fires that are happening in Southern California, all the way from, I guess, Santa Barbara, all the way down to San Diego counties, inland, obviously, and obviously all the way to the beach. Awful, horrible, and you've experienced that as well in the many places that you've been this year, certainly down in Florida with the hurricanes, or, up in, I guess you were also... where were you before Florida? I apologize for that. Where is it?
I was in L.A.
Right.
I'm St. Louis.
That's right, St. Louis. Well, St. Louis with the riots and whatever else is going on there. I mean, when these disaster-like things happen, same strategy as if you were dealing with your family, or there's something different that you can deal with if you've got these very oppressive events that happen? How are you supposed to get through those events, and what are some of the suggestions with that?
I think it's actually very different in terms of strategy. When it comes to tragedies, and I did just go through hurricanes here in Florida, is about your community more. I find that this is a time when communities come together and really, really support each other. So I would strongly suggest reaching out to your neighbors, reaching out to any community. If you have a more severe situation, of course, there are organizations like the Red Cross and others that are there to support you. But in a very, very real sense, your next door neighbor may not be in as rough of a situation or may be there to help you. Really reach out to your neighbors. And one great way to do that is Facebook.
Right.
Say, I need some help. Say, hey, I need somewhere to stay. And I bet you will find some support.
Right. No, thank you very much for saying that. And I think that reaching out is very difficult for a lot of people, but obviously it's probably the number one answer when you're in a disaster situation, whether it's in a mass shooting like we had out in Las Vegas or in San Bernardino last year, or a weather-related item or some kind of fire or, yeah, all of those disaster-related events. Certainly you need to reach out. And for those, obviously, who have no problem doing it, maybe reaching out to a neighbor or a friend to see if they need help as well.
Absolutely. It's just something different with these tragedies. It tends to bring out the best in us.
Right.
So I think you'll find a lot of support if you will just kind of raise your hand. I just got back, actually, the night before last from New Orleans.
Right.
And so there was a lot of, even post-Katrina talk this many years later. And there's a lot of support and rebuilding, and there's a lot of love out there. So please don't forget that. Don't feel alone and don't feel isolated.
That's great advice. I think plugging into that, and you're right. Disasters happen nationally on TV, but they're really local events that you need to plug into the local community, and these are the people that will not only support you, but you need to support as well. I like the advice. Dr. Bertoli?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry. For a moment, I lost you.
Oh, no problem at all. Anyway, we're up against the clock, and I really appreciate you once again coming on the show and giving us some terrific advice.
Can I just say, God bless all your listeners, and may you all be safe now and through the holidays, and I hope you have a loving, wonderful holiday.
You too. Thank you, Jeannie, and have a great holiday season yourself.
Thanks, Jeff.
And I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Is your car starting to give you some trouble? Then come on down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service, where we offer a wide range of services such as new and used tires, balance and repair, brakes, AC repair, professional auto diagnostics. We promise you high-quality service at an affordable price. We're located on the corner of Boulder Highway and Wells Street. Do yourself and your car a favor. Come down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is our telephone number. Pick up the phone, give us a call. You can also email us, info@malibufunding.net. If you'd like to see us on Facebook, of course, we got a Facebook presence. Go to Facebook, type in Home Loans, Malibu Funding, Inc., and we pop right up. And we're really pleased that we're also on YouTube. Got a bunch of shows that we show both on YouTube, and we broadcast this show as well as our Las Vegas real estate show out in Las Vegas on Saturday and Sunday nights, channel 18.8. And if you go to YouTube, Our Financing Mortgage, one word, that's the name of our channel. So type in YouTube, Financing Mortgage, one word, and you'll see our number of shows up there. We enjoy bringing that particular vehicle to to you and way that we bring the show to you. We're also on radio, and we got a blog, and we're on Twitter at Jeff6493 is my Twitter handle. Yes, we bring you information in all kinds of ways. Main thing here on the show is to try to bring you some educational information about programs, people in the industry, and what's actually happening December 2017. With us today is no exception in that, Kim Soesch from Homebridge, and that's a lender here in Southern California. Kim, how are you?
I'm great, Jeff. Thanks for having me on your show today.
And thank you very much for making the time. For those of you that don't know, account executives are the ones that try to help the loan officers place loans at the bank and figure out the programs and the best way to help. And I know Kim's been doing it for a long time. Kim, how long have you been doing this for?
Well, gosh, thanks for putting me on the spot.
Sorry.
Let's just say it's probably been since at least 2000.
Okay, very good. So it's been a number of years, and obviously working in the business, trying to help people get loans. Can you describe some of the, I guess, more popular or things that you can do that maybe other companies can't do in terms of the loan business, whether it's in service, whether it's in pricing, whether it's in programs? Just give us an idea of what's going on over at Homebridge and how that company is superior to some of the others that we're working with.
Well, I'd love to. I think that, borrowers obviously are looking for the traditional things like, Fannie and Freddie, conventional high balance loans, sometimes FHA loans. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you're looking for things that aren't quite as vanilla or middle of the road, and it's good to have a lender who can help with those things. Some of the things that we do that are unique is we have a product called Expanded Plus, which for self-employed borrowers will allow a borrower to qualify with 12 or 24 months bank statements, or force just 1-year tax returns without being dependent on having an automatic underwriting system approval from Fannie or Freddie. They could intentionally do 1-year tax returns. So you could qualify with bank statements. You could qualify with 1-year tax returns on loan amounts up to $2.5 million. They could qualify with asset depletion. Maybe they are a trust fund baby, or they have a bunch of money, that's liquid. They could qualify on asset depletion only. And also, it has some sensitivity towards borrowers who are recently out of a major derog. So it will allow a borrower only 12 months out of BK, foreclosure, short sale, to get financing. So sometimes a borrower is just a few years shy of getting traditional financing somewhere else, and this would be a good loan to get, for a purchase or something right now while they wait for that seasoning to finish up.
There's a great push in technology to try to get rid of people in the loan business, in every business. I mean, I was listening today about the future of driverless cars and thinking about all the people that do driving and like driving and drive for a living. In the loan business, we're talking about, a company like Quicken with Rocket Mortgage or some other products out there. In a situation like you just talked about, how is that ever going to work when you have borrowers that have non-traditional programs that they need? Isn't there always going to be a demand for a human being to touch a loan in this particular instance?
100%. And I would say, even now that I've revealed my amount of time in this industry and looking at home loans, it's a highly personal field. It's a very, it's not a cookie cutter. As much as outside involvement, government entities or whoever wants to come in and kind of look at our industry, I don't know that they ever realize how very, very personal it is. There are not two loans ever that are exactly alike.
Right.
Everyone's income situation is different. Everyone's credit history is different. Everyone's credit scores are different. Their family dynamic is different. Everything. So the personal touch, I can't see that ever going away from our industry. You might be able to plug in some figures, but I think that lack of personal touch is going to miss some important features.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. And I've always told people that, especially in a real estate related product where you've got not only a house, which is very personal, how you're going to have you're just going to walk in and buy a house. But then in getting a loan, you have to reveal things to your loan officer that you not necessarily want just to put out there in such a way by which some automatic underwriting system or some technology is going to say yay or nay on your loan. We used to build stories in loans, and I think when you're talking about the product that you're talking about with the bank statement loans, that's what we're doing, right? We're building a story of a person and a borrower and a family history and need, right?
Well, 100%. And we're also we're looking at the strength of a borrower and their ability to repay, not just if they're checking the right boxes.
Right.
So maybe their tax returns don't really pan out in terms of looking like they have the income to qualify for a traditional mortgage. But if you look at the cash flow and you look at the amount of deposits and how they're managing their business, they're absolutely a solid borrower and not a high-risk borrower. So it's taking a little bit more common sense approach to someone who maybe on paper, just looking at tax returns wouldn't pencil out, but it doesn't mean they're not a strong borrower.
Okay, very good. You also do some hockey coaching. You were telling me off air yesterday when we met, and I really appreciate that because I'm an ex-hockey player myself, and we're going to have another hockey player on the show in the next segment. But you do a little give back in regards to that. Can you tell us a little about that?
Oh, 100%. I have a strong attachment to hockey because I'm affiliated with an organization called Snap Sports. It's Special Needs Adults and Peers. And it's a hockey program for special needs young adults. And it's the weirdest thing, you being a hockey player, you'll know that hockey requires a lot of skill, a lot of athleticism, a lot of coordination. It's an aggressive sport.
Yes, it is.
Coordination, all of these things, which I'm a part of this organization because I have a special needs son. And he doesn't really have any of those attributes, I would say. Yet we put him on skates, and he skates like nobody's business, and so do the other athletes on the team. So, we all work real hard in our day-to-day lives, but at one night a week, I coach this special needs hockey team, and these little guys have gone to Ottawa and played against other national special needs organizations, and it's really pretty amazing to see people so far out of their comfort zone excelling and enjoying themselves in such a great way. If anybody has any interest, they should call in and also ask me about Snap Sports because I would love to promote that. It's a good organization doing good things for an underserved community.
Well, I think two things. One, ice hockey being the conduit by which you can get these people exercising out there, team sport, all that is just unbelievable because you wouldn't think they would fit together, right? We've heard of the equestrian group that does it. Sure, you're gently touching the horse, or you have other types of group, but this is a very aggressive sport. And as you said, when kids get out there and then competing, it's as if they don't have the same limitations that they would if they, weren't skating. I think it's awesome.
That's precisely the goal of the organization. In fact, it's Snap Sports has a motto, shattering the notion of limitation. So the goal is to have folks not feel like they're limited to what they could do or achieve in life because of what is determined to be a disability. And some of the guys on our team, we have a blind skater, we have a deaf skater, we have a lot of autistic and other different disabilities, and we shatter the notion of limitations.
Hey, could you also shout out your phone number in case somebody wanted to get in on that bank statement program or at least ask you some questions about it? And this is Kim Soash from Homebridge Lending.
That'd be great. 818-970-4016.
Kim, thank you very much. Appreciate both sets of information that you gave to the audience today. Really appreciate you coming on the show once again, and thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Have a great day. Happy holidays.
And you, happy holidays as well. And I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I am Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. If you pick up the phone and you give us a call right now, we can help you with your mortgage decisions. You probably want to buy that house. Maybe you want to sell a house. Maybe you want to refinance, take some money out and do something with it. We can help you with all that you need to do in order to get information, to pick the right product, to get the right people involved, and obviously to make the best decisions from the most informed sources. We try to not steer you towards anything or anybody. We'll present you with some facts and help you make the best decisions possible. Our website is MalibuFunding.net, and you can go there and look at 40 different loan officers on our website, or if we can't help you, we'll certainly point you in the right direction. We try to do that. Why? Because like Macy's, like Gimbel's, it's helping you get into a property, and that helps the whole industry, and that's part of what we do. We get people properties, we refinance it and help them to either do some medical or maybe take a vacation, pay for some college for somebody. Yes, that's what we do. We help people, and one of the great people that works for Malibu Funding is on the show right now, and that's Bill Orr. Bill, how are you?
I'm great, Jeff. How are you today?
I'm just fine, thank you. Bill is a loan officer for Malibu Funding. Just quickly, Bill, how's the business, and how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Jeff. Thanks for asking. Yeah, things are going pretty well. It's been a busy 2017, and looking forward to moving into 2018 as well. So thanks a lot.
Okay, very good. I asked Bill to come on because I wanted a little recap of what's going on, both as people who are out there may not know, the conforming limits to FHA, Fannie Mae, and Freddie Mac have gone up. Bill, you want to give us a little update as to what's happening in San Bernardino, Riverside, and where else we're also being listened to out in Las Vegas? That's
right, Jeff, yeah. So there are a couple of big changes here. And let's talk about the exact areas you're mentioning. So in the San Bernardino County area, San Bernardino, California, in the Riverside County area, and also in Clark County, Nevada, in Las Vegas and Henderson. Up until now, for the 2017, I should say, since last year, the loan amount for a conforming loan has been $424,000. It's actually $424,100, but $424,000. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have both announced an increase to the loan limits next year in 2018, and they're going up by $29,000, which is a lot. So the new loan limits in San Bernardino area, Riverside area, and in Clark County, Nevada are going to be $453. $53,100. That's right. $453,100 is a new loan limit for conforming loans in those areas.
Now, tell me what that actually means, because a lot of people hear that and they go, what does that even mean? I just need to buy my house and it's this price. What's the difference between that and a $550,000 or a $600,000 loan?
That's a great question. I had that come up just this week, in fact, with a client. The difference is, for the listeners out there, the majority of the loans throughout the country are basically insured by either Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. Those are kind of look-alike companies. When people talk about a conventional loan, just buying a home with a standard conventional mortgage, it's either going to be insured by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, and FHA does as well. Now, the way this works is all the programs that we know about, 3% down, the first-time homebuyer programs, the best interest rates, which are conforming interest rates, those are all loans that, in our case, are going to fall below $453,100. And the way it works is no matter who originates your loan, whether I help with your loan or, Jeff, you help with the loan or someone from one of the big banks help with the loan, they're all, for the most part, underwritten to the same standards, which is the Fannie Mae standard or the Freddie Mac standard.
Right.
Then what happens is, if let's use your example of a $460,000 or $470,000 loan that somebody wants to borrow, those exceed the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loan limits, so therefore they're kind of not standard anymore. So therefore all the rules changes. You can no longer do a 3% down or maybe even a 5% down or 10% down. Most loans above 453 will be considered a jumbo loan, no longer insured by Fannie Mae, no longer insured by Freddie Mac. They kind of make up their own set of rules. So for the most part, you're going to have to put a larger down payment, usually a minimum of 10% down. You typically have to have a better credit rating. And they will not allow you to buy as much home on your income as compared to a loan that is under the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loan guidelines. And that gets into the discussion of debt ratios.
Right.
So there's a myriad of advantages of keeping your home, if you can, below that 453 loan amount, because you get to have a 50% back-end debt ratio.
So
you get to have a credit score of 630, 650. I'm sorry, Jeff, what were you going to say?
No, I was just saying, so the increase of $30,000 roughly in the conforming loan limits is a big deal, right? In this market especially, because you're looking...
It is a big deal.
Right.
It is, and even I'm going to give you a perfect story, Jeff, for myself personally in my home loan, my personal home loan. This, I've been kind of sitting on the jumbo regular loan amount. With this increase, that means that I can now refinance my mortgage with a conventional low balance loan, where even just like right now, I couldn't do that. Next month in January, I can.
That's excellent. Now, and you're talking about lowering your interest rate and also the amount of money. Now, when you do something like that, if someone was out there thinking, well, heck, maybe I could do that too, maybe lower my interest rate, can you do cash out and lower your interest rate?
You can do cash out and lower your interest rate, that's right. And the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac does differentiate between what we call a rate and term refinance, which is to change your interest rate and or change the term, which is fancy speak for how many years on your mortgage, 25-year mortgage, 30-year mortgage, versus a cash-out refinance. So there is a little bit of a price difference. But to answer your question, yes. Now, so let's just say, for example, if your loan was sitting at $424,000, now it's $453 is going to be the loan balance. You can literally take that $29,000 out in cash, just like that.
Wow, that's a big deal, obviously. And the reason that they're raising the loan limits is why? Because the real estate market is so high they had to, or is it because the economy is so good?
I think it's a combination of, the economy keeps on ticking forward and real estate prices continue to go, over, throughout the country. Ever since 2008, 2010, we've kind of seen the slow upward trickle. Certainly since 2013, 2014, the prices have definitely gone up.
Hey, the Federal Open Market Committee meeting met today and tomorrow. What's happening with the Fed? And we talk about a lot of that on the show. So give us your estimate as to what's going to happen.
Well, I was even reading that in preparation for this interview. And yes, the Federal Reserve is meeting today and tomorrow. It is predicted that they will have 0.25% interest rate hike across the board.
Right.
That's not confirmed yet, but that's what everybody's expecting. And as I think you discussed with your previous guests, the possibility of 3 more interest rate hikes next year. So we are absolutely coming out of this post-recession era and into a more more normalized economy.
What do you think of Powell, the new guy, as opposed to Janet Yellen?
I don't have strong feelings either way
right.
On that one. I just hope he keeps us going in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's a non-economist, right? One of the first non-economists we've had in probably, 25 years, ever since before Greenspan was in there. So Greenspan and go back to even Paul Volcker. So, I think... Yeah, Fed policy is interesting in that we really turned to the Fed and the Treasury to bail us out of the last recession. Is that why we're raising rates in case we have to do it again? You think
I think the raising of the rates is just to kind of hedge inflation. I mean, that's really the Federal Reserve's primary goal.
Yes, it is.
Yes, you and I are talking about the mortgage market, but the Federal Reserve's primary goal is to watch inflation.
Right, which is negligible at the moment.
You know what happened in the Reagan era? Inflation was so bad, they hiked interest rates like 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 percentage points like overnight. It was just horrible. But that was what had to be done at the time. And the Federal Reserve goal is to make sure we don't have inflation. And the opposite of a recessionary period is an inflationary period. So we're literally right in the middle of the curve right now, going from a recessionary economy to an inflationary economy. The other side of the coin is if you have money in your savings account or your 401k or your IRA, life is going to look better for you because they're going to start paying higher interest rates as well.
Hey, Bill, shout out your phone number. We're up against the clock, if you would, please.
I sure will. Thanks so much. Yeah, it's Bill, and my last name is Orr, O-R-R, and my phone number is 818-406-4744. Again, 818-406-4744.
Bill, thank you very much for coming on the show. Great education and great talking with you again.
Thanks so much, Jeff.
And thank you. And I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with SuperGrow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your SuperGrow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Is your car starting to give you some trouble? Then come on down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service, where we offer a wide range of services such as new and used tires, balance and repair, brakes, AC repair, professional auto diagnostics. We promise you high-quality service at an affordable price. We're located on the corner of Boulder Highway and Wells Street. Do yourself and your car a favor. Come down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. Telephone number is 888-713-2929. If you pick up the phone and give us a call, we certainly can help you and talk to you about your mortgage. A lot of people like to talk on the phone about all kinds of things. Certainly, mortgage is one of those things you like to do in person, but if you need questions asked about what if or how about this, we certainly can help you. I've got 40 different loan officers, and we probably are in 10 different states now. We have answers for a lot of different localities as well as nationally, and programs as well as rates and terms and some of the other things that you're going to need to know when you want to decide to do a mortgage. If you have, and our last segment was really interesting, we talked about the raising of the loan limits in the conforming sector up to $453,000 in San Bernardino and Riverside counties, as well as out in Clark County, Nevada, where all of those places are where this show is being seen and heard. Yes, that's a big deal. That's $30,000 more than what you currently have. So if you've got a conforming loan now, you might be able to do a refinance, take some money out, and lower your rate at the same time. Not very easy to do, but that extra $30,000 might help you, might help someone go into college. Maybe you need somebody to get somebody a car so they can get to a job, or some of the other things that are really important, medical, obviously, and retirement. Maybe you want to take some money out, invest it in the stock market. market. A couple of things I wanted to talk about right now is about investment. And I want to bring Daryl on right now and get his opinion on what we're talking about. Bitcoins. What do you know about Bitcoins, Daryl?
You know, not as much as I should from the way it seems these days, because everybody's talking Bitcoins as a form of international currency. But I mean, what I've heard about them originally is it's money that's basically untraceable, and it's what people that would sabotage your website made you pay in order to lift whatever nastiness they did to you.
Okay, so Bitcoins, and I agree with all of what you just said. Okay, in terms of Bitcoins, if you're out there and you're listening right now, you're probably way ahead of me on the curve, but because we're a little bit slow in the conventional sense, meaning that we deal in old-fashioned money, i.e. you got to prove you can pay, you got to prove you can pay it back, you got to borrow from reputable lenders. Bitcoin world, what is it? There's a website or an exchange called Coinbase where a lot of these, what they call cryptocurrencies, are traded. Well, what exactly is a cryptocurrency? You got any idea?
Not exactly, no. I think it's something that somebody made up. And
exactly.
Yeah, it can come and go as they please, and put whatever value on it they please.
Branch chain digital currency. That's what this is. Now, what is branch chain digital currency, and how do you mine it? These are terms that up until a very short time ago, I thought were relative to gold or diamonds.
Or par value in stock or something.
Or something, right? Yeah. Well, these are not real things. What they are is an ability for someone to mine a branch chain cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Now, what that essentially means is when a Bitcoin is invented or made or available for purchase, you can purchase a part of a Bitcoin, the whole Bitcoin, or a number of Bitcoins. Currently, the brand name in cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. Now, there are other cryptocurrencies out there.
Right, but Bitcoin is the most well-known.
That's correct. And today it was trading at about $19,000 a Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. You think about that for a second. $19,000. No government involved, no lender involved, no bank involved. Nobody's involved except those who are investing in the currency. So the exchange itself is unregulated, and there's no oversight, nor if something happens, there's nobody to go to and get your money back.
It's not exactly Berkshire Hathaway by any stretch.
No, exactly. So, a couple of the things, and I'm going to read this. The Bitcoin boom has awakened in the mainstream masses to cryptocurrency speculation or investing, depending on your perspective. Thanks to public exchanges like Coinbase, the hacker nature of Bitcoin is polished into something more akin to a smooth, consumer-facing tech company. That sounds like a lot of
hogwash.
I have no idea. All right, I'm
That's double speak. That's something that you would expect some comedian to come up with.
Well, exactly. So, the guy named Ethan Wolf Mann, 6 hours ago, wrote this on my not on my email, but I looked it up in one of the blogs that I get in one of the sites that I go to for the show each and every week. And because so many people are talking about it, and this is right, it has really hit the masses. And so what's happening is you're going to find people wanting to pay down payment of their home or use Bitcoin value in order to say, hey, these are my reserves in Bitcoin.
Because they have it and they can't sell it. Right.
Well, no. That's the thing. So you sell it on this exchange, and what happens is you can't get money for Bitcoin. So you have to go through these things called brokers or managers. It's kind of a convoluted way to get your money.
Right, but it could be worth $19,000 a Bitcoin, but if you try to sell it, it's virtually worthless.
Well, no, you find somebody else who wants to get in on it.
Right, but you can't take it somewhere and give it to a bank and get $19,000 back.
No,
right?
All of this is speculation. Now, the stock market itself, as we all know, is speculative, right? No company is worth 150 times their P&L, right?
But when I bought my first house, I was able to take 3 or 4 different stock holdings, sell my stock, bring back a fistful of money, and make a 20% down payment on my house, avoided the mortgage insurance and all of that.
Right.
If I had a Bitcoin, it would have been much more complicated to get that kind of money.
Well, there's an article, and did you say that? It's so. And this article is another article by, let's see, Michelle Fox, and this is M. Fox at CNBC. So this is a person over at CNBC, or rather, and the headline reads, "People are taking out mortgages to buy Bitcoin," not the other way around, right? So you're taking out. So we're talking about
a HELOC.
Exactly. We're talking about the conforming limits rising, so you can go in and maybe lower your rate as well as take cash out. Well, some people are doing this and buying Bitcoins because of the speculative nature, like the stock market. Although Bitcoin, this at the beginning of the year was $1,000.
Right, and you could either sell it, you could refuse to sell it, you could, and believe I just sat through a 2-day seminar on this almost specifically. It was a world funding seminar, and after 2 days, I knew less than when I walked in. Because it was all gibberish.
You don't know what it is. I keep saying,
it's millennium speak.
Can I? Exactly. And it's so funny. Speaking of millennial speak, I'm speaking with a company, and I've often said on the show, when you're dealing with companies about advertising on the internet or trying to drive traffic to your site, you get into this same kind of speak.
Yeah, so circular.
I spoke to a guy today who had this real announcer voice, and he kept talking to me, and I'm thinking, I'm on the phone. We're doing business together. You already sold me. You don't have to be that expert. So he's pitching me, and I'm like, I have no idea what the guy's saying. Can you bring me, well, we're doing this, and he kind of had an obfuscation about what he was talking about. It was kind of opaque, and I was like, just get to the point. What are you saying? And that's very similar to what's going on with this Bitcoin thing, in my opinion.
Sell till the deal's dead.
Just keep selling. Anyway, I'm glad thank you for coming on and talking about Bitcoin, because I still
I put a whole new light on it.
I mean, no, but everybody I talked to, we were doing the TV show out in Vegas, and I'm talking to Rebecca, and she's going on about this branch chain mining of online, and I'm thinking, mining? What are you talking about? And yet, every article I read, they talk about the same thing.
Branch
but I don't know what that is. What is it exactly?
To me, it just seems like critical path.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. So you're trying to confuse people in making them believe.
Right, you take something that's been around for 100 years and you put a different name on it, and then you become an expert.
It's unbelievable. Well, anyway, if you're out there and you're doing it, please contact us. You can contact info@malibufunding.net. Email me about what you think about it. I'd love to have you on the show. Love to get your opinions, because obviously this craze, this phase, hey, maybe it's the internet bubble all over again. I don't know.
But please understand, we've been BS'd by the best.
I mean, look, we don't know exactly right. I don't know enough about it to really be critical. But from being an old guy and being somebody who says, I don't know, gift horse in the mouth kind of thing, and maybe it's true. Maybe everybody can go from $1,000 at the beginning of the year, your investment, now it's worth $19,000. So if you have 10 Bitcoins, guess what? You made some money this year.
It would be on the front page of the paper if that were true.
I don't know. Okay, how are we doing on time, Daryl?
I think we're done.
We're all done. Okay, very good. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. Listen, thanks for listening to the show, everybody. My name is Jeff Barton. I'm your voice in the mortgage industry, and we'll see you next time.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.